He's
Got him. Dad saw me
I
Lawyers.
coming.
know.
And we're
There we
live.
go.
That's an old joke.
Welcome everyone to another episode of D&D with Newbs, Campaign 2, episode number 39. And who had our recap today?
I did.
Thug life. All right, Davad, let's hear your recap.
All right. So we're going along out in the desert, and Timon spots something out away from the road, not too far, something sticking out of the sand. We all go to investigate and find out it's a leather pouch with diamonds. He pockets the pouch. Olaros needs some diamonds for his revivify spell, and he tries to get Timon to give him some. Timon wants to trade. An argument ensues. The cleric with a hit list vows not to heal Timon anymore. We travel on. Rigel is exhausted, so Davad takes over driving. We travel all day, and we're getting ready to camp. Davad and Lockett and Victor are on watch. Lockett spots a man walking down the road wearing a cape. Davad, I didn't write this, but I told Lockett to
I
kill
thought
him.
it was
I was
Victor
just
that saw
joking.
the guy.
No, Lockett saw him on this guy. This is the first. Yeah, that's what I got. And I told him to kill him. I was just joking, and Lockett was going to go kill him, and so he kept saying he was going to kill him. So that wasn't too good. I got to watch what I say. And so I go to wake up the other guys, and Victor goes to talk to him. He invites him to the camp, and we talk about all the Sandstrom killings, and something is unknown there. He's telling us what's going on in Sandstrom. There's some killings, and by something unknown. This guy's name is Stefan Ansel, and he makes jewelry. We switch watches, and Olaros takes over and notices the new guy. We get through the night without incident. In the morning, Olaros talks with Stefan. He had seen a broken down trading caravan a while back. He was traveling from Sandstrom's Enchantatorium. Erminel is the guy of the name of the guy that runs the shop. We head out to Sandstrom. We get about an hour and 45 minutes away, and we fall asleep. And we stop. We fall asleep while on guard, and when we wake up, we're surrounded by guards. They question us, and we are warned about the killings in town. We start our second watch. That was during the first watch. And on our second watch, and Victor spots something ahead in the road. He sends Arachna to investigate. He brings back a severed hand and plate mail glove. Olaros buries it, and we talk about it in the morning. And then, because we weren't sure what to do with it, so we buried it, and we head to Sandstrom. We arrive at Sandstrom, and the guards are not letting us in. Then, after dickering, we head to the South Gate Tavern. The dwarf behind the bar serves Olaros a beer on the house because he was a fellow dwarf. 7 people have died in the town in the last week. Olaros asks the bartender's name, and the random generator comes up with Brosor. Olaros, Olaros learns of a temple to Obadiah and wants to check it out. Rigel and Devad agree to go with him. We approach the
It's
temple.
it's it's Obed High.
Oh, well, that's not what I spelled.
You're going to get a lightning bolt on the back of your head.
Obadiah, okay. And Rigel and Devad go with him. We approach the temple. Olaros steps in. He sees a person laying on the ground with a cross bolt in his neck. He tries to revivify the person, rolls a 1. Uses his inspiration, rolls another 1. We start to look around, and well, now we're gonna find out what happens in the next session.
All right. So, do you have inspiration currently,
No,
Devad? All
that's
right. Well,
why I
now you
didn't
do.
mind doing it. All right, cool.
All right. So, unless you'd like to volunteer to go next,
No, Rick
we'll have
said
him.
he was gonna.
He
At least
did.
he
I was
said
just
that last
giving him
week.
that
Yeah.
option.
Oh, okay. We'll roll.
Okay.
All right.
I like rolling.
Hold on one second. I got a phone call.
Yeah, just last week you said you were gonna do it because you wasted that inspiration. Of course,
Yeah.
that was right at the end of the game, so you're
Oh, there you
pissed.
go.
I might do it again. No.
You might do it. Yeah.
D20. Go.
Da, da, da.
Yes, a 9.
Uh,
I just barely had to be.
Dolos.
Dolos.
Is
He
in?
may
He's
not
probably
be
not.
here
Yeah,
right
he's
yet.
not in yet.
You must
We
roll.
can make him roll when he gets back.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah, he's just got
But
to
if we
beat an 8.
start, I've got to start taking notes. So I might as well say go for it.
You're gonna do it. You mean?
Yeah.
Or the,
All right.
the DM can roll for him.
I mean, he might miss something
Uh,
here at the beginning. So, I mean,
Yeah.
just
He
let
would.
Rick do it. He said he was
Yeah.
gonna do it last time. I
Yeah.
mean,
he did. So,
overlords.
I used it up. I had it for
Yeah.
one little session. I had my inspiration
What did
point
you
and
use it
lost
for
it.
again? It was the
I wanted to res
that-
the guy that was
That
dead.
revivify, and he rolled
Well,
2 1.
you were
it
using
was
your
actually just on an
intelligence check.
check.
Probably, if you would have
But
passed, you would have realized that you couldn't have rezzed this guy with revivify.
I felt bad.
Oh,
and you,
He was
and
my
you burned up the
priest.
diamonds. You burned up the diamonds. You didn't even know you had them.
Well, you should have let me know.
Terrible. Terrible. No, now it's on
I
you,
know
man.
it. It was not a good ending for me. I'm not bragging on how I handled this, It was not good. And,
okay, so yeah, so you guys are in the temple. You are kind of crowded around this one man that has the crossbow bolt in the back of his neck, pinning him to the ground. It looks like he was maybe killed execution style, maybe. You see some other bodies in the wings of the church. It looks like this church was hit. The
like
man
hit
that
with-
was the man that you tried to revivify was in pretty fancy looking priest robes. They looked like they may have been possibly like the head.
does it look like they were having a ceremony the way the other bodies are?
You would think that if they were having some sort of like service or anything big going on at the time, there would have been more people here.
Okay. How many bodies are we looking at? I'm looking around seeing half a dozen.
Including the priest, there's a total of 5 bodies.
Okay. Okay. 5 bodies. Okay.
The others are wearing simpler priest robes. They look like they were, priests of the temple, but
People
they
that work there.
yeah.
and they all have they all got cross bolts in them.
There
Or just
are
like
there are 2 that
are they-
have crossbow bolts in them, and 2 that have their throats slit.
So does
Okay.
this, I've been to Sandstrom before. Something like this never happens normally. Like, this is obviously
No.
a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
When you
Are we all
when
there?
you were
No.
no, only 3 of them went.
Right.
It was Olos, Devad, and Ryle that went
Yeah.
to.
That's the 3 that went.
The rest of you were hanging out at the temple. I mean, at the tavern.
Okay. And
Not much difference.
can I tell how long they've been dead?
You did a medicine check, I believe, last game, and determined that it was about a day.
They've been dead a day. Okay. Okay, I'm going to. I want to look around. I want to see if it looks like the place has been rifled. Have were they searching for something? Are the bodies intact, or do they look like they've been rifled through and like something was something being searched for?
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
I'm
All of
gonna
you can
do
roll
that
that.
too.
Yeah.
And I'm on guard, just trying to make sure no one else is there.
Okay.
Whoa. Olros was an
Yeah, I couldn't
investigating
save them,
tool.
but I'm. This is the Obed High Temple.
He's
Okay.
gonna get to the
I'm
Olaros,
bottom of it.
concerned.
Olaros, you carefully start looking around at the scene and looking into the pockets of the deceased. Uh, all of them seem to have empty pockets. You know that that normally priests of Obed High that reside in the temple don't carry a lot of material wealth on them,
Uh huh.
but they do normally keep spell components of some certain kinds,
Right.
like diamonds and stuff like that, just for casting spells to revivify and
Right.
things of that nature. All of that is gone. Their holy symbols that are usually made of precious metals, they're gone. Um, you notice that
Um,
the offering plates that are at the base of the pulpit are empty.
but
Is
still
the
looking around,
plate
I don't. I'm not going to look at this as just a normal robbery though, because this kind of robbery doesn't happen in this town. You don't wipe out a temple to get some gems. Uh, I'm
No,
looking.
I
I'm
agree.
looking to see if there's anything that would lead me to believe that it's one of the seven, like any kind of a telltale sign,
Yeah, any markings
the
or
slit
something
throats.
left.
Uh,
That it just sounds too brutal for just a stupid robbery.
so with a natural 20, you do happen to see something at the you are looking towards Ryle, and you were thinking about asking him about if anything like this has happened in town
Uh
before.
huh.
And as you look towards him, you notice just something almost unnoticeable at the entrance of the temple, right above the door. There's something written in blood right above the door, and it is the number 7.
Hmm.
Oh,
Ooh.
Bum bum bum. Well, Olaros, I think
Bum.
we found your answer. That the 7 works around
yes.
here, Mr. 7. I'm gonna check the kitchen to see if he's there.
It's been a
Um,
day. I don't think
there are
so.
living quarters and a kitchen here. It's behind the pulpit area. There are
Uh-huh.
some doors that go back there if you'd like to go back and
I
check
Yeah,
I
that
do
let's
want
area.
go
I want to
search.
look into every room, and
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
now because I'm also wondering the fact that this is a temple and we haven't seen up until now any attacks on a specific sect. And I'm trying to see if perhaps this might um, be related to the Obed High, the followers of Obed High, and in that, if that's the case, that would involve me very much. Uh, and so then I would be a target as well, but also might be able to find something that could say that could give away what they were looking for, what they were doing. Anyway, yes, I go back to the kitchen.
Okay, so you go back to the kitchen area. When you go into the doors that are kind of behind the pulpit area, it opens up into the main kitchen area, and there are two wings that look like they have
Chick-
rooms that the clergy
chicken wings?
sleep in.
Uh
Guys, I
huh.
found a burger in the kitchen.
In the kitchen, there are fresh fruits and vegetables, breads, cheeses. Nothing opulent or anything,
Uh
but
huh.
just enough for them to cook meals and things like that.
Yeah. Okay, but nothing, and
I'm not
doesn't.
seeing
It's not
much.
disturbed.
The kitchen seems not disturbed at all.
Yeah. Okay, I go into the two wings, and these
Okay,
are like wings where they can sleep, where that's like private rooms, right?
right.
And
So are you going into the right or the left?
I'll go into the right. Start with the right one.
Okay.
Bangarang.
There are on each side. There are 2 rooms with the doors closed, and then 1 room on the end on the right wing.
Okay. And what's their condition?
The doors are all closed to these.
Do we hear
Well,
anything?
Are they locked?
Make a perception check.
okay.
Yeah. See, I think everyone's dead. You know,
Well, I do too,
these
but
are just their rooms.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Olaros, you listen very carefully, and it is deathly quiet.
are the doors locked? Like I'm going to look in the room.
Davad, you open the first room, and as soon as you open it, you notice that there is a body laying on the bed.
Good lord.
wow,
And I'm
Jesus.
guessing
This
dead,
whole
right?
this whole church has been
Yeah,
slaughtered.
How does it look like this guy died?
yeah.
Is his throat
This was
cut
a throat slit.
Do we know if
dead
the
one in
seven
here?
have
Check
a
the other one.
if the seven have a grudge against specific gods, or is
Was
it
that the
like
one
they?
on the right side, Molly?
I
Or
did the one on the left, walking
oh,
down the hall.
You don't know anything about the 7 having any kind of grudges towards anyone or anything.
no.
I'll check the other one.
Yeah, check the other one.
Yeah. So you go room by room. The
Yeah.
room on the end of this wing is actually the high priest's room. It's empty, but
Okay.
all of the chests and wardrobes in here have been opened and emptied, and anything
Oh,
of value taken. Uh,
okay.
there are 2 more bodies you discover in this wing.
Wow.
Um,
I
All
think
still
the
looking like
seven.
priests.
yes.
Like no one from the
So
outside.
we're up to 8 already.
They
Uh,
being a traveling band of murderers probably gets expensive. So knocking off some easy clerics to steal valuables to launder
Okay, I don't
makes
spend
some
too much
sense.
time when I see all the dead and it's totally rifled. I say, let's go check the other wing. So we go over to the left wing.
In
You
other
go to the
words,
left
eat
wing.
your burger.
You don't discover any bodies here. You think that maybe the ones that were here were either found other places, or it's these. Well, actually, no. There would be one body in one of the
Is it same kind
killed
of
with a
setup?
crossbow.
2 rooms
Yeah.
and one at the end?
Well, there's no room at the end on this. It's
Oh,
just the 2 rooms on each side.
Okay, at this point, I look at Rigel and I say, who do we report this to? We've got to tell somebody about this.
I
Where
assume
would
we
we
need to
go?
go, the guard, captain of the guard, let him know what
Okay, all right.
we just got
Right
in
about this
town.
moment, you hear a woman scream at the.
does it sound
It,
like
it's,
in?
it,
In the
it
other
sounds
room?
like it's coming from the cathedral area.
Okay, I go
We
running right
run.
in
Yeah.
Oh, but
immediately.
wait, she's gonna think we did it.
Well, I don't care what she thinks. We've got to go see what's happening.
We're running
So
in.
as soon as you come in, you see an older lady. She is probably in her 60s. Not like super old, but she's not exactly young. She's
Uh-huh.
kind of like bent over the high priest, and she's kind of like brushing his hair, and she's weeping openly. And
I
then she has not sensed your approach yet.
Okay, then I say, ma'am, I am a cleric with the Obed High. Can I talk to
As,
you?
as soon as you say "ma'am," she jumps back, and then when you
Yep.
say that you're a cleric of the Obed High, and she sees your holy symbol, she's like, "What happened? What happened here?"
I don't know. We just arrived. We tried to help them, but they are gone. There are more bodies in the back. This whole place has been killed. It's been ransacked. We just got here. We've been here only 15 minutes or so, trying to figure out what we're looking at. We were just about to go get a guard. Do you know
Who
this
would do?
man?
Yes, that's the high priest. That's high priest Delvin.
High Priest Delvin?
Yes, yes. He was the spiritual leader of this temple.
Yeah, he would have been mine too.
Is
Do
Delvin
you
Uh,
live around
a
here?
human?
Delvin is a human.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you live
all right.
around here? Did you hear any
Uh, I,
commotion?
I live down the street, and I come here to worship about
Well,
twice a
ma'am,
week. I,
let me take you out of here. There's nothing in here that you need to see anymore. Let me take you out, and we're going to go get a guard, and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on. But
and
you don't want to be in here.
she reaches down and picks up a basket of flowers that she had apparently brought with her. As you take her out, she's like, I bring these as an offering. I grow them in a garden in my backyard.
Well, for now, I think you should keep them. There's no place here to put that right now. Just let's get out. Let's get the guards and find out if they can figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there buildings and stuff around this? Like, would there be people around that we could ask if they heard
Well, the
anything
thing
or
is, they've been dead for a day. So it's
yeah,
almost like
yeah, I
nobody's
guess.
heard anything. Um, right now, I want to get to a guard.
Yeah, might as well. Yep.
Rigel, take us to a guard.
I
And
pull
Ryle,
out my cell phone and call
All
an
right.
Uber.
All
Start
right.
911.
watching Google Maps.
Yeah.
All right.
Ask for a guard tower.
Ryle, you know the layout of Sandstrom pretty well, and you know where the nearest guard outpost.
I was gonna say you should
Yeah.
know at least.
Yeah, that's why I pulled out my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, we would go there quickly. We would have told the lady to stay at home for now, right?
Escort
Yes.
her wherever she. Yeah.
I'd let
Okay,
her know
so
she needs to whip those flowers up into a casket spray. There's going to be a pretty big funeral coming up.
Yeah.
not
That's a good
very
idea.
far away there is a guard outpost, probably like a 5-minute walk.
Okay. You talk to them.
And
These are your folk, Rigel.
you do see a couple of guards just kind of like standing outside the outpost, kind of talking to each other, looking around, not really doing much. They look kind of bored.
I stroll up and say, "Gentlemen, we have an emergency.
What sort of
There's
emergency?
we just left the temple of Obed High, and every cleric in there was murdered.
Murdered?
8 of them. Yes.
We were
They're hitting temples now.
Who's
who is
they?
they?
There was a 7 written above the door on the inside in blood.
Well, there's been attacks around the town. No one's actually seen the attackers, or if they have seen them, they haven't lived to tell the tale. There were 7 people killed last week. But geez, they've already up their count in one day.
Yeah, a lot of black crossbow bolts and neck slitting. Is that their normal
That is
method?
definitely their modus operandi.
And they look like they've been dead for about a day. So it would have been this time yesterday or approximately thereabouts.
Well, let me get a contingent of guards together, and we'll get over there and start a proper investigation. I will need your names.
My pleasure. I'm a cleric with the Hobbit High. That's where I went there to see my priest.
And your priest's name was
I don't know. This is my first time to this city, but he would be my priest because he was the head priest at the Obed High Temple. So I don't really know what his name. Oh, well, yes,
Delvin
the
was
lady
here.
told us. A lady came to worship there and said that he was the high priest Delvin.
And
Do
the
you
lady's
know him?
name,
I don't
let me
know. I don't know
ask
what her
her.
name is. We took her out of there. She was pretty upset,
Did we
and I just
escort
told her
her
to
to
go
her
home.
house?
No, you just told her to go home.
Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah.
did. We were
She
heading for the
was.
See,
guard.
I suggested escorting her,
Yeah,
but
well, you didn't.
He did
You could
suggest
have.
it. We did.
You did suggest it, but
well, see, you guys are rude.
hey, no, I was.
Sorry, old lady,
I
you're
had
on
just
your
looked
own.
at 8 dead people, and all I want to do is get to the guardhouse.
Yeah, an old lady, you can just fall in the street on your
And
way back.
you didn't notice anything out of the ordinary besides of
She
obviously the
she was
murdered.
carrying a basket of flowers that she said she grew herself.
But
That she was gonna give as a
Yeah.
in the temple, did you notice anything out of the ordinary besides 7 that you said you saw?
Well, we looked around. As we were looking, we could see that they were all ransacked. There was nothing. All valuable seemed to be taken off their persons.
yeah,
That
and the
And
seems
main
in
priest room
line with
was
the
all
rest of the attacks as well. Anything of value has been taken from the sea.
is this common to happen at a temple?
This is the first time they've hit a temple. But this definitely seems right up their alley, especially with the black crossbow bolts.
And you know
Nowhere in
nothing
town
about where
sells.
they are, where to find them, how to.
w- w- w-
They're just running around, and we can't. Yeah, you got no clues.
The only clues we have are the black crossbow bolts. We've checked every Fletcher in town. No one makes these types of crossbow bolts.
Okay, then would you get your troops together when you go and take them out and see if those crossbow bolts are the same ones, so we know we're dealing with the same people?
We definitely will, but by your description, these all
yeah, they
black,
already know. Yeah,
Yeah,
black
yeah.
feather, black shaft. That it's distinct.
yeah,
All right, we need to get back to the inn and tell the rest of our group.
yeah.
There's, yeah, they don't know where they come from. We don't know where they come from. How are we going to start this search? Oh well, let's talk with the
Yeah.
group. Let's
Do
get
you
back
have
to,
any?
Victor and Timon and
Are
Dolos.
there any? Yeah,
Tell them
we
what
can ask at
happened.
the tavern, I guess.
Yeah, I doubt. Well, we've got to come up
Yeah.
with a plan because obviously, if the guards don't know how to find
Yeah.
them,
Has there been any speculation on what's going on with the, uh, all over town? Anyone seen anything? Is there?
Well, we're a very military focused city. We've got guards all around this town, and you'd think that with the brazen nature of these crimes, that several of these have been done out in the open, in the middle of the street, that somebody would have seen something. But it's almost like these people just descend on their targets and then vanish.
Huh.
They don't leave tracks. They don't leave any kind of forensic evidence. That's just the only thing they leave behind are the crossbow bolts, which they seem to leave as
as a
a way
marker.
of mocking us.
Yeah,
And occasionally, they'll leave a number 7 in blood
it's there.
somewhere near the
It's
corpse.
there near the exit, near the on top of the door going out. It's there.
Yeah, he's saying that sometimes they leave a 7 at other things too.
I'm just saying it's in the
Yeah.
temple, so we know it's them.
Are we all staying at a specific inn?
Well, we
Yeah,
just stopped at that one,
the Southgate Tavern.
but yeah, we could.
I was just
There's no
gonna let
reason
them
not
know
to
we
make that
would
our
be
base.
there
That's right. If they find anything,
if
good idea.
if we're here hunting the 7. We've already killed number 4
Yeah.
and number 6. We
You must be
Seven's
capable
next on our.
warriors.
we
We
were
are.
traveling
We're
with a
badass.
larger group, so We've got some stationed at the tavern resting. We had a long travel from Sindelsong, and we are here attempting to right what is wrong.
Well, if you are who you say you are, then you'll be very valuable to this investigation.
Well, you can look
We
us
are,
up. Okay.
and
ahead.
what do you call yourselves?
Ryle,
Ryle's Raiders.
Ryle,
Rigel's Raiders.
no, Ryle.
Renegade.
Oh my god. We're still working on a name.
TBD.
There we go.
Ask for Ryle. You'll get the
Tibetan.
group.
Yeah, we're at the Southgate Tavern.
Well,
It'll be the-
if we come up with any more information, we will come and see you. Absolutely. And I'll tell the
Okay.
captain immediately as well. He may ask to speak to you at some point, but we'll get back
Yep.
up with you if he does.
Okay. All right.
Well, after all that talking, I'm
All
gonna
right.
get beer.
Let's get back to the tavern and fill the guys in on everything that's happened.
Yep. I'm jogging to the tavern. I'm thirsty.
Okay. So you get in there, and Timon is up on their little kind of sitting on their on the kind of like ramshackle stage, and he's got a little crowd around him. It's getting around midday, and the lunch crowd is there, and they're having some lunch, having a few liquid lunches, if you will, for a few folk, and Timon is keeping them entertained. The dwarf behind the bar, he has given you a little bit of coin, Timon, to entertain because he saw your instrument. So go ahead and add another 10 gold to your
Holy mackerel.
God.
total.
I mean, I could play an air harp and make that money for what he plays.
I'm sitting here talking to myself
The
the whole
As you
time.
usually do.
You finally get it when you do something. You go, someone
Bar-
had to
Barkeep,
laugh
do-
at that one.
Barkeep, you say 10,000 platinum. That's what you said.
No,
didn't you? I think that's what he said.
You were
No.
hearing right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we
You had a lot of ale.
A little bit of art here to be. I don't think this tavern keeper is that rich. A
Yeah.
and B, you're just playing a few songs for his lunch break.
And it was worth it. It was worth
So
asking.
I go up and kind of lean by the stage and lean over to Timon, and I say to Timon, when you get a break, we need to talk. There's something very bad that's happened.
Oh,
But
piss
it
off.
needs to
Why you
be
gotta
private.
ruin the fun?
I'm not ruining the fun. I'm just telling you
ruining
when
the
you get
fun.
time, come on.
When you're ready
Now,
for a
Victor,
break.
is Victor
Yeah.
playing cards?
You're the last one I want to speak with right now.
Well, that might be, but I'm just telling you, when you
You're
get a
speaking to the
break,
wrong
come to the
party member.
table.
Why don't you go sniff Riles' ass some more and leave me alone?
I'm going to go find Lockett and say, Timon needs a lesson.
Holy mackerel.
Victor, you are playing some cards in the corner with a few people, and go ahead, and there's one person that's still in the hand to you.
Oh, how much gold was that actually? Sorry.
10 gold.
1.
Yeah.
10 gold.
Call from
Victor, you're muted.
Yeah, and just then my phone goes off. Hold on.
So Victor, you are kind of heads up with this one guy in the card game. Go ahead and roll a D100. Highest win. I'm gonna do one for the other guy too.
Hey,
Oh yeah, big one.
Can I give him advantage? Can I like give him
D100 and
signals?
he gets a 6, I think he
That's-
loses.
Yeah.
You're kind of like in your element playing your song there, Timon. It's you're not really kind of
You're busy. You're working.
Uh,
You're trying to get tips. Mm.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, this other guy does seem to win the hand, so you're out 5 gold, unfortunately.
Dang.
I tipped my hand just a little too soon.
That's it. But since you've lost now, I kind of sidle up to you and say, Victor, we need to talk in private. If you've got a time now, but soon. And then
When Tiger
Rigel,
gets done
Vivad, and
playing,
I move off to our own table back in the corner.
Dolos,
Yeah.
what would you be doing at this point?
Yeah, yes.
Well, I went off into town and sold some stuff.
Oh, that's
oh,
right.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so
Right.
he
I don't know
comes
if I'm
back.
back.
At,
Yeah,
at this
if-
point in
if
time,
you-
you'd probably
Okay.
getting back around.
Yeah,
Okay, if
Okay.
I see you pop through the door, I look
'cause
over
we
and
just
motion
got
at
back
you
from
and
the
say,
temple.
come over to our table.
And when
And I
I
go
see
and-
when I see Olaros gathering everybody at the table, I announce, this next one is about a cleric who's the worst healer of all time. And I don't
And when
say
it
his
comes to
name.
you, it's going to even be worse. You're getting an asterisk on my
And
list.
it's called we built this city on blood and stone.
So, yeah, you're playing this song, and Olaros, it does kind of annoy you, but you've got bigger fish to fry on your mind.
Yes.
So everyone is gathered around you, Olaros.
I took an orange from the
Okay.
church.
Now,
Another
did
communal
Timon
wafers.
come or is he up there singing? So Timon's not on the table,
He's still
right?
working.
Right, Timon is up there performing. You might
Okay.
have to fill him in later.
Yeah. No, I won't fill him in. I'll use him as bait. Anyway,
I feel a little rancor among the group.
just a tad. But anyway,
Underlying tension.
Just a little.
we've got all of us here. So the two are Victor and Dolos, who don't know anything. The others do, except for Timon. And I fill you in on the 8 dead bodies we found at the temple, and that they had been there about a day. I tell you about the woman that came in who was startled and very distraught, but and unfortunately I didn't listen to Devad. Just sent her home. I hope she made it all right. But I wanted to get to the guards.
She
We
got
went to
hit
the
by a
guards.
horse
Rigel
buggy.
talked to the guards, and they seemed to understand. They were not all that surprised that 8 bodies were in a temple. They said it was more than they expected in such a short period of time. But they said it's them. It's the 7. It is led by 7. He left his marker there. How many of them are, I do not know. But this is what's bothering me, guys, and this is what we got to figure out. They don't have a clue where they come from, how
Yeah,
they
I
get
don't
in,
get it.
how they get unseen. They said they've got guards all over the town, and yet somebody just pops up dead even in the middle of the day,
It's like they
and
got
they
portals
don't
or
have
something.
a clue. Or they're flying in, they drop in off of griffins, but even then I would think they would be seen. A portal does make more sense.
I think they're real stealthy.
But they would have to be
They
extremely
got all nat
stealthy.
20s.
Well,
They
you,
got
And
dice
they
with
could
only
be.
nat
But the
20s
point
on 'em.
is,
we know
all of
invisible
my
people.
temple is dead, and we have got to avenge this. And
Well, that's
I
what-
haven't got a clue where to start. Do you guys have any ideas about how we could maybe go about finding these guys? I know we need a bait.
Well, they
And
they seem to be after people of your order, and I kind
I
of set
think
my eyes at you a little bit.
so. Let's put my order onto Timon and put him out over by the wall, and then say, "Have a nice night's sleep, Timon."
You sleep, and we'll see if they're gonna murder you.
And then
Seems
we'll
a little
sneak out of the
dishonest
way.
here.
No. I want him to be a good cleric.
The cleric
He's
with a
cheap.
hit list.
He's an
You don't-
asshole. He needs clarifying.
I just turn to Rigel and be like, did he kill these other clerics? That he said?
No, Rigel
No,
was
no,
with
he did
me.
not. He did. They were dead when
We
we
were
showed
there. Yeah,
Dolos.
we walked in and
Not talking
we can verify they were
Just
already
check.
dead.
Just
Now, if
checking.
Valid
Simon ends up
question, though.
dead and I'm the only one around, that would be a valid question to ask. But under the circumstances, no. So I've been it's been racking my brain since I left there and said we're talking to the guards, and I can't come up with a way of how we're going to either draw these people out where we can see them or figure out how to trap them. I don't know.
Did the guards say where the other murders happened?
Not
what part of town?
specifically. They
Just
said they
around
have
town,
just
some in the
yeah,
open.
like last week they said there were 7 dead, and they just said, and some of them were in broad daylight, some of them were at night. But
I was just wondering if they were operating in a specific area.
that's a
town.
good question, Dolos. I didn't ask that one.
Okay.
Although the temple was unique, they said that was a first.
Well, they've
So
probably
can we
just
make
been
anything of
knocking
that?
off, more like smaller targets. Now they went for a bigger target with more valuables.
Maybe
I
they
mean-
heard about us and they
Yeah,
were
this
trying
might
to
be a
draw us
punishment,
out.
possibly.
Yeah, either a punishment or to draw us out for sure too.
Because they probably know by now some of their colleagues are not around.
Yeah, they would have probably gotten word of that
At their
effect.
G7 meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they might have known there was a cleric from Neobit High with the group. Well,
It could be you could be solely responsible for those 8 deaths.
no, because I wasn't solely responsible for killing 2 and 4.
Well, we haven't
We
even
blamed
killed.
it on you.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
killed
we
4
haven't
and
killed
6.
4 and 6.
Okay, 4 and
please.
6. I thought we killed 2.
No.
All
No,
right.
but when we get to
We
2,
killed
there's gonna be a
2.
lot of
Numbers
number
4 and
2,
6.
Yes,
number
all
2
right.
jokes.
I'm rattled. I've just seen 8 dead priests, and I'm not thinking straight here. But
He's got to
that
cross
is-
names
that
off
is
his
a way
hit
we've
list.
got to think. Okay, so now if they know we're a group, they know there's an Obit High in the group. They know we've been to well, they'll probably figure out that we've been to the temple once. I'm sure this will cause a big flurry with the guards going in and hauling out bodies, so they know that the bodies have been found, and we will know about that. Is there a way
Think they got a spy
for
here
us
or something? Like
to
how would
become
they know
like
this?
to go out into the desert a ways and make it very clear that we're going to go camping out? Okay,
I
Yeah,
think
no. We're heading
I
down
think-
to Mexico like cruise.
we got to get some warmer weather. I
warmer
think
weather.
yeah,
No, we don't.
'cause it froze
bait.
in this part of Sandstrom. I think we may need to go talk to some of the seedier parts of town that may, some thieves talking to
That
thieves
have seen
type.
stuff.
Right, yeah,
they don't
just because the
report.
guards haven't seen it, there's clearly shady
It's-
parts of town. It's a
That's
big
worth
town.
shot.
There's gonna be
Yeah.
some back
Yeah, we
alley
can ask
dealings
around
where they
town and
kind of.
I don't think all of us should do that. That's another job I think that's good for Timon.
I think Timon's an
He runs around
excellent
seedy
person
people.
for
I do too.
the
Timon is
sailors.
perfect for the job.
He can talk
He's
to
a
other
sneaky
sailors.
little elf. He can do it himself.
Yes.
No, not by himself.
can.
I think him and Dolos, maybe even Victor, needs to do some.
Get too many and it's not going to work. But
I
do
can't
like
go.
Zaraka being out there. Zaraka can
can't-
sneak around when they've got them engrossed in some talk. He might be able to sneak around back somewhere and see something we wouldn't be able to see.
I don't think I can
Question.
go. Yes.
DM.
You're not here yet.
No, this
If-
is outside.
Okay.
How is a cleric okay with a demon following a warlock in the party?
Dude, right? That's what I've been wondering.
He is our
Just throw it out there.
ally. That's
Throw it
how.
out there. Just put it out
Excuse
there.
me.
He
Excuse
is
me, Lily.
our ally.
It's amazing
he's-
how the morality of a cleric
No.
flip flops when it makes him feel good about himself.
Have you not heard the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Yeah, but I'm just wondering.
Well, there it is. There
The campaign
it
would have
is.
been rough
Sorry.
if he would have refused
Politics
to.
make strange bedfellows.
I don't want to
Okay,
hear
I think we're
anymore
getting
about
off
that.
subject here.
I don't wanna
There's
hear
all
anymore about
kinds.
that.
There's all kinds of.
Straight
I got
Straight
clean
to
days
hell.
coming out my ass. So
I mean, I've been
you know.
wondering
Hey,
too.
whoops
That
and
was gonna be
daisy.
something.
Okay, whoops and daisy.
So I think I can't be seen around here. One, I may be recognized for who I am.
A cleric
Or
in gold plate's going to be a little bit blinding and
I don't
obvious.
think you
and
need to
they're
go
not gonna
either,
talk to
and I
me.
don't think Devad should go because look at the man. You can
put
pick
it
a
know
right in.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, he's
and you
a
don't
unit.
want a machine out there, so
We
there's
don't
no
have to
way
worry
that-
about a machine. He's
Yeah, he's
on a
busy.
special assignment.
Oh, special assignment. Okay.
Special offer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think if we send in the sailor, go down by the docks.
I-
We got the sneaky ranger. We've got the
Yep.
silver tongued warlock.
Card player.
I feel those three are on the more
I
lawful
would
evil
agree.
side.
Yeah.
They could
Blend in easier.
and possibly get some information from people who maybe they don't like the military, or the
Right.
way that it's being
Yeah,
ran.
no,
And so
no,
I think they would have information
is-
more than.
This is good thinking. This is what we needed.
So
Somebody that's got a brain.
Ryle's actually coming up with
He's the
a
captain.
plan.
this
Yeah.
is my town.
The captain's
I
becoming
was so I think
How big is this town roughly, like population wise?
like-
it's
like
the
King's
biggest
Landing.
town in the desert.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
So
it's not
12
that big.
people. Okay.
Yeah. It's at least 15.
No, there's probably a good 15,000 people live in the
Okay.
city.
So so
Yeah,
it's
big.
I guess there won't be a dock area in the middle of a
the dock in
desert.
the desert.
Yeah. The docks of the desert would be a very dry place.
Yeah.
But
At
but there
Alexandria and Cairo.
You were talking about the doctor.
yeah.
Let's see the dock.
You mean the camel docks?
But
That's right. That's where you'll find.
I think you guys could get some information. Now, the tricky part will be as if you get in trouble, how do we come help?
Sharanka.
But he may need Zaranka there. But I mean, he can always send Zaranka.
Yeah,
if,
that's
what I meant.
Yeah, that's what he meant. He can
Say,
come tell us.
mind
there.
meld with him and say, tell him to get here quickly.
Well, if we're in trouble, someone can just hide us in darkness and we can escape out.
There you go.
My
Potentially.
magic can protect us. I wouldn't
then,
worry about that.
Thinking
Okay.
I can make us a little sneakier trying to escape as well.
Yeah,
And
that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that.
pass without trace there.
and as long
Yeah,
as
with
Timon
the
doesn't play running away music,
Yeah.
they won't be able to follow
Or
you.
do the wand of
We'll
wonder.
keep him from playing his music while we
Yes.
run away.
Betty Hill's
That might
theme
be the
music
hardest thing
kicks
to
in.
do.
We use the
Yeah.
wand of wonder, get
Yeah,
the
wand.
fireball going.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as you don't put an elephant in your path, you should be okay.
Oh, God.
We'll be fine.
All
So
right. Well, that's
It's-
a good plan. Now,
it's
we've
currently
been
like
around for
daytime,
most of
right?
the day. Yeah, I was going to say.
I think we need to gather while the intelligence is freshest. We're looking for possible hideouts of the 7, potential next targets,
We're moving
and
into late afternoon, so
see if
this'll be a
they've
good
heard
time.
of Ryle and the Renegades. See if our names traveled.
The Renegades, got it.
The Renegades.
That's fine.
Not saying the first
Okay.
part.
Whatever name you can just bring up.
Shorten it to the Renegades.
Have you heard about number whatever dying? Who did that? And see if we've got
A
some
name.
clout.
Find out if anybody has heard anything about an attack on
And
the
then you
temple.
can always
By the
spin up
nameless
some.
ones.
Yeah,
It
you
could
could
be the
always
nameless
spin a name in. You could start some rumors. It's fine.
I heard it was this guy named Wriggle.
Or
But I think
Timon.
I think that's a I think that's a good plan. So We can ask more around, the cleaner parts of
See,
town.
we'll sit here and try and
We
make
do need to be-
conversation with people that come in.
Right.
Well,
we
I'll
need
be
to be here
listening.
too. We need to be here for if the guards show up to
Right.
find us.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we have a plan. We actually have a plan.
That
I
is
know, this
actually
is-
a plan.
This
The
is the
first
best
real
plan we've
plan
had.
we've
in-
had.
For the first time since we met, we have agreed on something.
I don't know
Yes.
this plan. I'm still
Yeah, Tymon's still up there just
Yeah.
banging out the dulcimer. But he'll go right along.
Yeah. No, he'll be ready.
As long as he doesn't have to sit next to Olaros, he'll be happy.
That's right.
If he turns around and sees Olaros gone, he'll be good.
No, you guys are leaving.
Yeah.
We're
the
hanging
two
here.
elves and the guy that can hide really well. We'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Yes.
So with that said, I order a beer and I sit back and watch Timon do his thing.
I get
I
my.
order me a beer too,
I'm on my third already.
but I'm still feeling really weird. I can't get those 8 priests out of my head.
Can't believe you killed 8 guys. That's crazy.
It was a busy afternoon.
That's not funny, Dolos.
What? I didn't say that out loud.
Don't say that to Log.
I could tell by the look in your eyes.
Okay, so Timon, around this time, your agreed
is.
upon set is coming to a close. People have actually thrown some money up on the stage show. You get, it's in silvers and coppers, what amounts to about 2 more gold.
Nice.
And I look to the barkeep, and I do like a cool like coin toss with my hand, and I tell him, "Buy all the fine lasses here around on me, sir."
All right.
Oh, thank you,
Do
Simon.
do a dexterity check to see how well you toss.
Oh, maybe you bonked him on the head.
Oh!
Oh, you hit him in the eye.
Right between the eyes, actually.
Well, that's not Timon's fault. That's
Right,
Timon's
I've lucky
fault.
points.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
2 seconds ago.
Oh, of
Anyways,
course,
He
no,
tips like he sings.
you could use your inspiration on this if you'd like.
I don't
if you
have
still
it. Can I use Olaros's inspiration?
It's gone.
Take it out on
To be
Roland.
fair, if you throw something at someone and it hits them in the face, that's on the person catching it.
Yeah.
It's a good throw, okay?
No,
I mean, he was
no.
kind of
Right
wiping
at
up the
him.
bar, and
If he wasn't paying
the barkeep
attention.
looks up, and the coin just whacked. right
Okay,
into it.
okay, then that's Timon's fault.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
he
good aim for having ale.
He gives you kind of a dirty look, but then he kind of gives a chuckle. It doesn't really hurt him, It's just
Right.
a coin. But he takes the gold coin and he starts. He lines up a bunch of mugs on the table, and then picks up 2 pitchers of ale and just starts filling them up.
Nice.
And he's like, beer on the bard.
Okay.
And everybody cheers and everybody grabs a mug.
It's an inspiration for my next song.
Beer on the bard.
Timon, come over here. We got something to discuss.
Reluctant, I start hobbling over with my buzzing of this fine ale that I've been sipping on all morning.
While you guys discuss that, I'm gonna grab a drink up here.
All right.
Oh,
So
Lord.
I
I was
feel
just gonna
you-
say we tell him the plan, but
Yeah, I was gonna say we fill him in with the plan. Do you have any objections to the plan?
So
It doesn't matter.
So let me get this straight. I get a break from Lockett and Olaros. What you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm all
Yes.
in. I'm sold.
We didn't think it would be too hard to twist your arm on this one.
Man, what you know how wonderful it is not to trail behind a stinky ass of Olaros all day in the desert.
With the sun shining off his ass.
You get your senses just get dull after a while having a deal. Oh
Give it a deal.
yes, I'm. What do you need from me?
Gonna
What?
Well,
try
we
and
need
get
your
information.
brilliant ability to open people up.
So, anytime Olaros gives me compliments, I automatically know he wants something.
I
You should
want to.
you should have heard the other plan.
I
Yeah.
want to get those that attacked my temple more than so much that I will be buddies with you. I will hug you and say more
No,
power to
Mm,
you
no,
Yeah.
you stay
to
over
get
there.
those guys. Okay, whatever you say, Timon.
I am not doing.
I
I'm not
am
doing any of this for you. I'm doing
I
it
am
for all of those lives that have been lost.
that's fine too. That is fine too. Whatever the reason is, but I still am pleased that you are going to help. So you
Keep
can't
your
make me
shiny,
feel bad
smelly
about
ass
this,
over
no matter
there.
what you say. Okay, I'll do that. My shiny ass is on this side, sipping a beer with a big smile.
So when do we start?
This evening,
As
once
soon
the
as the
sun
sky
goes
voice
down.
returns.
As soon
Yeah, I
as
don't
the
know
Scott
if
Wars returns.
is the DM back.
Might
Yeah,
I say? Might I suggest I go now? The docks are the busiest at midday.
There's no
Yeah,
docks in
go.
the middle of the
If you can
desert.
find a dock in this town, Timon,
You said there were
I-
docks here.
No, there's no
That was
docks.
said earlier
You
until
said
we
Camp
realized
sailors
we're
and
in the
docks. I've
desert.
never been to Sandstrom before.
Camel docks. That's
yeah,
right. You
Yeah,
get a
there's
camel
docks
dock.
where you stand on to put stuff up on top of the candle.
dock.
You can
Yeah,
call them a dock.
Where's
that's it. It's the
where?
loading area,
Where's
the
the
warehouse
marketplace?
area.
Where's the
Yeah.
marketplace?
The
That's what
I
I
would
warehouse
want.
area.
I would give them a list of like 2 or 3 sites from the time I remember being here that were troublesome as because I was here in the military, and there would have been
Yeah.
those spots that caused problems.
There's always the seedy parts of town. Yeah.
So that
What
I
are you
would have
trying to
listed
say,
that
Ryle?
we had trouble with these locations. I assume they're still hot spots. If not, start there and
Unless
figure
they've
it
been
out.
gentrified.
So I
Yeah.
immediately get up out of my chair and I go to the barkeep and I take another coin out of my coin purse and I don't slam it. I go up to the
He
barkeep
throws it in his face.
and I say, barkeep, closer. I need you to tell me where the parts of town where the guards don't go at all or even know exist, if you know what I mean. We're looking for someone very important that we think is causing all of these things. But I can only find those parts of town that the guards don't know where to tread or dare to tread.
Well, up near the north gate, kind of to the northeast, there's what some of us call the Shady District, but it's kind of where the seedier taverns are, the places where there are houses of ill repute. There are places that even the guards are usually trying to avoid.
Right. Well, that's the ticket then.
That's where I'm going.
That's it. That's the place.
You've been most helpful, sir.
Well, anything for the good of the town.
There it is.
That's what it is.
So what are you three going to be doing while we're gone?
I think we sitting on
We're
their asses.
I'm
here.
going to be sitting here waiting to see if the guards show up, having a nice meal, drinking a beer, doing the stuff you guys were doing while we were over there looking at dead bodies.
We were
That was
scouting the area.
Well, not
I-
Dolos. Dolos was out selling stuff.
I pull out a
Scouting
deck
that
of cards.
square area right there.
Oh, actually, did I see when I was out selling stuff? Did I see anything unusual,
Huh.
or it might be helpful for this? I should say.
I mean, you wandered around a little while, went to a few shops. I'd say make a perception check in Just make a perception check for back then. Now, if you would.
Okay.
You didn't see
Nope.
shit.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you had the
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah. So, you noticed that there were lots of guards in the town and the areas that you went to. You noticed that they seem to be on very high alert.
Okay.
That's pretty much all you could really make out because I mean you were kind of in the more populous areas.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, right when they take off, I wish them good luck, and I pull out a deck of cards and say, "Have you guys ever played Casino Royale?" And I start dealing.
That's right.
And Ryle loses all the party money by the time we get
It's okay.
All
It's
right.
still in the party.
So this was who going on this expedition again?
Victor,
Timon.
Dolos,
myself, and Dolos.
and Timon.
Okay. So the three of you head off, and are you going to the shady part of town that the barkeep told you about, Time?
Aye.
As we
All right.
approach that
Bread
area,
and butter.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on the three of us.
Okay.
We'll call it the DTV.
How long's that last?
1 hour.
Okay.
It is concentration though.
So, are you going to be stealthing in this area then?
This is basically a precautionary if we need to.
In case we have to.
Gotcha.
We still need to roll a stealth check.
Well, I mean, no, it's just it'll add to your stealth check if you need to make one.
Okay.
So you guys are walking into the shady part of town, and you can tell right away that you've walked into the shady part of town. The well-crafted buildings that you saw have been replaced with ramshackle shacks and huts. There is less than attractive looking people walking around, and there are people kind of sitting around drunk in the street. There's this one guy who keeps on throwing up empty beer bottles and throwing daggers at him to try to hit him out of the air, and he is yet to hit one.
How many daggers does he have?
You
He's
know.
got like a pile next to him, and after a little while, he goes and collects them all, and then goes back and sits down.
I like this area.
He feels at home.
Boys, I believe we are home.
I think all three of us kind of know what to do at this point. So we are walking. We want to go to one of the taverns, and I'm going to assume that Dolos is going to be looking out, and Victor is going to be having some magic ready in case something goes off. And I want to enter the first tavern that we see.
So it doesn't
Oh,
take you long.
and
I was
DM, just real quick, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Zarotna is with us, and he is invisible this time.
okay. So it doesn't take you long to find the tavern because it's kind of right here in the middle of this little district here, and it is a jumping place right.
Jumping.
Yeah, you hear music just playing, people laughing and cheering and screaming, and there's a big sign on the front that says the Empty Mug Inn.
That's not a good
and
sign.
and you as you're walking up to it, you notice that the front windows of the place look like they've been broken and boarded over a few times. The door is barely on its hinges that goes into the front.
Is there a name on this tavern?
You said empty
The
mug.
empty mug.
Empty mug.
The Empty Mug?
Is
The
there a
Empty
bard?
Mug.
Is there a bard up on stage?
There are 3 bards up on stage. One is playing some sort of organ. Another one is playing a lute, and another is playing a flute.
And so I look at Victor and I say, look for any individual that fits the bill of what we're looking for. and I take out my dulcimer and I join in with the cheers and I go up on stage and I improvise with the other bards.
Ah,
Okay.
that could be a good move.
So you're in this tavern and it's packed. Like this is a pretty nice sized tavern for kind of like the ramshackle business that this place is in. There's probably 150 people here.
Oh.
It's packed. You do notice that there's like one table maybe that has like a little like no seat, nobody sitting at it, and then Timon, you get up on the stage, and the flute player gives you a strange look until he sees the dulcimer in your hand, and he kind of smiles as he's playing his flute and gives you a nod.
Do I recognize the song?
Make a history check with advantage. You know a lot of people. 13. Yeah, it's not one that you have personally played a lot, but you've heard it before. But you're pretty good at playing music by ear, so you think that you could probably, improvise on, embellish it a little.
And that's exactly what I do.
So performance check.
Don't fail.
Don't.
Nice.
You did not fail.
Nice.
So
Finally,
you
come
get a little,
through.
you get a little bit of,
Little Johnny Be Good on there.
yeah. You are Michael J. Fox playing Johnny B. Good. And
Yeah.
you are
Oh,
rocking.
yeah. But with the dulcimer, so it's like.
And then he falls on his back and
He
And
flips
the
the
other bards
dulcimer.
are really like immediately you have been welcomed into their little fold up here on the stage, and they are rocking along with you. They're kind of like going off of your embellishments and like making the song a little bit more of a rocking thing. And you hear more cheers, and you see this one drunken guy who's holding like 3 mugs of ale. He puts one at your feet, and he's like with his other 2. He's like, "Ah!"
milking the cow.
Free bird.
Yeah.
What do you mean this is brand new? Never heard this before.
All right, so as Timon is doing Timon thing, what are Dolos and Victor doing?
Well, I think I'm going to definitely take the empty. You said there was like 1 or 2 empty tables.
There's one empty table with like 4 empty chairs at it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, definitely sit down, and I'll ask
All right.
Dolos to join
Before
me.
you sit down, make a perception check.
All right, easy enough.
Him or both of us?
Both of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dolos
So,
sees the
Vic-
strippers.
It's loud in there, Dolos.
Victor, as you're about to sit down, you notice that in one of the chairs, that the one that Dolos is about to sit in, there is a broken glass mug in the seat, and you quickly warn him, I'm assuming.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I knew it was there.
Classy joint. Yeah, classy joint, Dolos.
Let me just. It was there.
Yeah.
Just testing you. See if you were a true friend.
Yeah.
Dolos, you managed to just wipe the chair off, and it's a little damp. Somebody broke a mug of ale here, but it's workable. I mean,
I assume this place doesn't have cloth napkins.
I don't think this place has ever seen an app.
That's
I don't
probably
think
pants.
anything.
He wanted a clean mug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're lucky this one's not broken.
Yeah, right.
Around this time, this waitress comes over to your table. She is pushing a good 350 pounds. She's got a wart on her nose that is almost as big as her.
As big as her what?
Her nose.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
cut out at the wrong
Did cut
time.
out. Yeah.
At the wrong time.
She is she's got a unibrow. She's
Babe and a half.
Yeah. Actually, she's probably a babe in 3/4, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
So she comes up and says, "What you want?"
And I'll start to speak, and I'll say, "Well, hello there, doc."
uh,
I just,
I'll
I kick him under the table.
yeah, I'll have a glass of ale, and my friend will have the
scale.
same. Yeah,
All right. Any kind of special ale you want?
wet. I've been in places like this. I'm sure there's not a whole lot to choose from.
The highest alcohol content.
I can do that. And so she waddles back into the bar and puts in your order. Comes back with a couple of mugs. You look at their glass mugs, and you can tell the last time these mugs were probably washed was
Oh God! You're
shortly after
grossing
their
me out here.
creation. I mean,
Well, alcohol's a good
but
disinfectant.
Do you know
but when you
conservation?
take a whiff of the alcohol, you think that it probably would have killed anything that was in that mug.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I can believe that in this bar. Well, look at all the people that survive.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The cure for COVID is in this room, I guarantee
Yes, it is.
and she says that'll be 30 copper.
Oh,
right.
I'll
Oh,
get
that's
that.
the
I'll
expensive
get it.
stuff.
Yeah. Top shelf.
Don't rip the pouch, man.
Oh, I got money now. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm just saying to him, I have money.
I got so much gold.
Yeah, this is not the place you want to brag about having money.
That elf
You
has all
get you
the
get
money.
stabbed. You get stabbed
That elf,
immediately.
exactly. The elf has all the money. This is an interesting taste.
Yeah, it tastes a little bit like turpentine. You're pretty sure that if you threw this on a painted wall, you'd have a nice,
So you'd hear
blank
on the
Oh.
chest.
spot on it. Yeah.
Uh,
Today I became a man.
My journal's gonna be so full
No,
tonight.
no, that's later when the waitress gets her hooks into you.
For
Ooh.
hooks. Oh God.
mm.
You would love our friend Ryle. Let me tell you. His mom wants him to settle down. And we're gonna introduce you to. I feel it.
While I'm up on stage wailing on the dulcimer, do I notice anything in the crowd out of the ordinary? Like creepy stares, or someone who doesn't look like they're having a good time. Anything of that nature?
Make a perception check.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
you're looking around the tavern, and there are definitely clusters of people that look like they're trying to have a private conversation in a crowded room. There are 3 of these drow-looking folks that are at the bar, like kind of at the end, talking to each other. There is a halfling and 2 dwarves that is at another table, and they have a map out on the table, it looks like, and they're pointing at things and whispering to each other. At another table, there is there's 3 human-looking folk. They're kind of looking around and they look paranoid. They're looking around, making sure people aren't listening to them as they're talking to each other. So there are definitely clusters of people in this that look like they're not here for the party.
Okay.
Well,
Looks a little sus.
Yeah.
my invisible friend is definitely going to go hang near that that table with the people looking at the map.
Okay.
Oh, or did I see that, or was that just?
That was
No,
just me.
that was just time it saw that.
Oh, okay, never mind.
If
Yeah,
you'd
no.
like to see if you are you going to check for the same thing? Because
Yeah, I'm looking around. That was the whole
Yeah.
point of.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Timon
so
might
Taylor-
also be like, nodding in directions, trying to, because he would have a better view than anybody being up on stage. But Victor
So
can obviously
Victor,
see anything.
yeah, Victor, you've seen the same things that Timon saw.
Yeah, I'm reading the crowd for sure.
And do Victor and I are we able to signal to each other that we see the same thing?
How would you like to try to signal?
Say
I
that-
think I
you
would like
see
to
that
yell
table
out.
over there?
Yell out.
That group with the map, let's talk to them.
I'd like to like while everyone's yelling, I kind of want to yell out Zarachna, and I think Zarachna would be able to hear me because that would sound. It almost sounds like just regular cheering, like making
Good.
noise.
Zarachna!
Like a cheers.
Yeah, I want to yell out Zarachna real loud along with
Okay.
the cheers, and
All right.
and I think that would be the cue.
Cute.
Okay. Victor.
That's our war cry.
Can you see Zarachna when he's invisible, or can you sense where he is, or?
Yeah, I can sense where he is and see kind of through his eyes.
All right, you kind of sense that he has left your shoulder and he's heading towards the stage.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of peek through his eyes and.
Okay. And as you do, Timon, you feel something kind of touch your shoulder and kind of rest on your shoulder as you're playing,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't see anything.
Okay. So
This bar is haunted.
I kind of look towards the table and I nod.
The table with the map?
Yes.
Okay. So Zarachna is smart enough to figure that out, and he flies over to the table with the map. Victor, you're still looking through his eyes, and
Correct.
you can hear through him as well, right?
Right.
So the three that are kind of around the map, they're saying, well, we can break in here. We get in here, we can get into their coffers there, but below their defenses, and could probably steal everything they've got in the shop. And magic stores have lots of money and lots of magic items. We could really make a lot of coin.
And
And you notice that this map that they're looking at is the layout of a building.
Okay. So I'm gonna lean over and whisper to Dolos that they have the secret plans, or they have the building plans for somewhere that they plan to rob. Sounds like it's going to be a magic shop or of some sort, or some type of wizard library.
Would I have seen this place when I was wandering around earlier?
There were a couple of different places that sold magic items that you saw. The enchanted, I cannot say the word now.
Enchantorium.
Enchantatorium. Yeah,
Okay.
that was one of them. And
Okay.
Does the
the magic box was another.
And what?
Magic box.
You cut out there.
The magic box
Okay.
was another that he saw.
Okay. The Enchantatorium and the magic box.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to communicate with Zarachna and just tell him that he's to stay with this group closely.
Okay.
Okay.
That way we can
Right.
we'll be able to kind of keep track of where they're at.
What did you say? Who did you say was in this group? 3 guys?
This was a 2 dwarves and a gnome.
Okay.
See, I can't say anything, right? Because I'm not there.
We're not there.
We're not there.
I got things to add, and I can't because I'm not there.
Yeah, you just got to keep. Shh.
Are they speaking common or are they speaking
They're speaking common. Yeah.
Okay. you want to kill them now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
right here in
them
the middle of the
on.
room. Beep boop
Fireball.
stab.
Oh,
Yeah.
You could get like the highest kill count with a big fireball in here.
Save the day. Didn't even
And
I
think
what
bet
about
about
some of these people I bet are just commoners. We could definitely get them.
Yeah,
What
that's what
about-
I'm saying. You'll scorch at least half this room instantly.
what about the 3 drow at the bar and then the other paranoid group? Has anything changed, or are they still doing the same thing?
They still seem to be doing the same thing. They're just kind of keeping to themselves.
3 drow and what was the other group?
Those 3 humans.
3
Yeah.
humans. Okay.
I do want to also, as we're doing this, I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna take out a sizable stack of coin. I'm gonna take out about 25 gold and lay it on the table and lay my cards out beside of me.
Well, we're getting robbed.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're about to get stabbed for some money.
So,
Oh.
as soon as coin touches table, 2 people sit down at your table.
Well, that was speedy.
Been waiting for a game of cards all night.
Well, it seems like I'm just in time, friend. What's your game?
Oh, I like Bleeding Eye. I like the Dead Sandworm. I like let's see. I like
Have you
the Devil's Nose Ring.
have you heard of blackjack?
Yeah. Do you all play Go Fish here by any chance?
Yeah.
No. At the mention of the Devil's Nose Ring, I'm guessing of the 3, that would probably be the one that I know. So
These
I'm
are
gonna,
all like variations of poker like games. You know all of the games.
okay, gotcha. So I'm going to I'm gonna feign a little bit of ignorance here, and I'm gonna say Devil's Nose Ring. I think I've heard of that game before. It's probably not from where I hail from. But yeah, would you like to play that then?
Oh yeah. It's an easy game to learn, but it's hard to master. But I'm sure you'll do just fine. You look like the lucky salt.
Is Dolos playing with him? Because he's at the
Dolos, are you
table,
playing
right?
as well, or
Yeah, I'll play.
okay? Like so, we say 5 gold buy-in.
That sounds fair. So I'll shell out 5 to the middle, and
Okay.
I'll start dealing cards, and I'll, from time to time, I'll ask and say, we stop at how many ever supposed to be in the hand? It's 5.
Yeah.
We stop at 5, right? If I recall.
Yeah, 5 is just fine. Yeah, you could just stop at 5. So, as you guys are doing this, make a deception check. Okay.
Oh,
Sneakies.
All right. Make a insight check.
Jesus.
Oh,
oh,
Less insightful.
Okay, and finally, make a either persuasion or intimidation, your choice.
well,
shit.
persuasion.
Well,
Please fold.
Okay, so as the game goes on, I don't know if you guys wanted to chat this guy up while you're playing, but you do manage to play throughout the night. Dolos, you lose a little bit of gold in this whole thing, but not a whole lot. Victor, you actually clean up pretty well. You make about 20 gold out of all the hands that are going on here. Dolos, you lose 5, and the other guy seems to have lost a little bit more. He's like, "You're pretty good for a beginner, there, mate."
My mom always said I had beginner's luck, so just call it my lucky day. I guess a new in town means maybe I was just blessed to be here. And I'm just gonna kind of play up the fact that I'm new in town and kind of traveled here and looking for maybe a little bit of work that's not up front,
A little under the table pay,
possibly
off the books.
books.
Meta.
Well, so you're new in town, huh? So that means that nobody'd really know if you went missing there, eh?
I kind of
He's-
Kind of
chuckle.
suspicious there, friend.
It's not suspicious at all. I say, well, I think some people would definitely miss me, but it may be hard for someone like myself to come up missing.
Well, I hear tell that there's people that are training people of people that might be let's say light on ties to acquire wealth for. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
I'm sorry, you cut out at the end.
Basically, there's some people that have been training folks that don't have a lot of ties or connections to make them coin. Acquire wealth. I believe that they make out pretty well themselves, but it's just a little bit of organization, if you would know what I mean.
That sounds like something I could get my hands into. Now do you have any more information about what this work may be? And I lower my voice.
Uh-huh.
What's this group called, friend?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the name, but I'll get a little bit of coin whenever I send somebody their way. Last time they're here at the bar, and he points over at the bar to where the drow were, and there's nobody sitting at the tables. There's stools at the bar now. It's like, well, they were right there.
Huh.
Well, you know Drow,
Yeah.
Elf in the darkness doing something. That was racist. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
Drow do like the dark though.
Well, I guess just come back some other time. They're here all the time.
Do you know their names?
No, they never told me. They just said send people their way and they'll give me coin. So, be sure to tell them that Rufus sent you, okay?
Rufus.
Certainly, Rufus.
I would have noticed the drow getting up and leaving, right?
Make another perception check. Yep, for sure. You
Good
notice
rolls.
them quietly getting up off their stools and walking out the front door.
I think I want to do something just for funsies. I want
no.
to kind of nod at the other bards, like saying thank you. I want to pick up this probably like 5th mug of disgusting looking ale and walk over to the table of paranoid people and just kind of like hoot and holler and cheer and just pretend to trip and fall into the table and spill ale all over their table in the middle of their conversation.
Oh,
Okay.
that's-
As soon as you do that, they jump up and like or is this the gnome and the 2 dwarves or the 3 humans?
The 3 humans.
Okay. So the 3 humans they jump back and One of them takes a pouch of something that they had on the table and puts it in their pocket real quick, and they're just like, "What the hell is this?"
And I'm so sorry. I, I I'm just having such an excellent time with all these fine folk. I got a bit carried away. Could you just oversee this little accident? It's nothing big. You just got a little ale on you. It's not it's nothing.
Go play your music, Bard.
Oh, I
Whoa.
was, but I wanted to partake of this uh interesting ale available at this tavern. Perhaps I could buy you a round.
We don't drink this swill.
Then
We
what do
bring
you drink? You're in a tavern, or what are you drinking?
one of them pulls a flask out of his pocket and says, "We bring our."
I like your style. I have my own as well. Here, taste. Have a taste of this fine, excellent aged wine. And I just fill up their glasses more than they expected. All of them, like to the
And
brim.
um, and their eyebrows do raise as you fill their glasses, and one of them sniffs it first and like dips his finger and touches it to his tongue, and and then he takes a swig. And the others wait for him a couple of seconds after he takes a drink to actually drink theirs to make sure that they're not getting poisoned or anything. So
I take a sip of from the flask myself.
so they drink and they're like, that's mighty friendly of you there, but believe we'll be on our way.
Oh, don't run so fast. What's the story? Tell me what is going on around town. There's so much to learn.
Learning can be a very dangerous thing, my friend.
I'm a sailor. I'm an orphan. That's all I know is danger. Danger and song is my game.
The fuck is a sailor doing in the middle of the desert?
I don't know. I've been asking myself that question the whole time on my journey. I don't want to be a landlubber the rest of my life.
Well, take it from me, friend. You probably want to get back on the seas.
Well,
This
could you point the way?
South.
That way.
he points at the door.
Hey, did you hear though? Did you hear uptown? Did you hear about the temple? What atrocity befell the clerics up there?
No.
8 murdered. Can you believe it? Cold blood.
Which temple?
It's one of those asshole temples. You know how they all are. All of them clerics, but still, it's terrible.
They're assholes, but it's okay.
Absolutely terrible.
You forgot the god's name, didn't you?
I forgot my own god. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so they're like, well, we didn't hear anything about an attack on a temple, but God, that's terrible.
Everything
know,
was stolen.
I wouldn't say that we're the most religious of people, but who attacks a temple? That's terrible.
Ever since I've arrived here, I've heard and seen so many things happening. Do you have any insight on what's going on around here? It's my first time in Sandstrom. I'm getting the towns mixed up.
Well, he looks around and he's like, I've heard that the Seven are somehow behind all this stuff. Some of their agents actually come into the district, but I try to keep to myself. I don't know exactly who they are, but
I heard they're not that magnificent. That's what I heard. That was a joke. I don't think anyone got that.
I got it.
that?
I got
Yeah.
it.
Magnificent Seven.
we
Yeah.
got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got it. We just didn't.
Let
own
me
it.
check my Yule.
Um. So he's like, but like I told you, friend, asking questions around here can sometimes lead to found it. I try not to ask too many questions.
Fair enough. Well, I'll be on my way. Y'all have a fine evening in this establishment.
Well, I heard that the barkeep here, the waitress here, she could show you a good time if you throw her some coin.
Define good time.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I don't think I want to know in this case.
You haven't seen her. You don't know.
Oh, how can you not see her?
She's parting the sea when she's
And-
walking through
and
the
hair as
crowd.
well.
And yeah, so he says, well, for each their own, I suppose. And he goes up to the bar and talks to the waitress a little while, and he is obviously flirting with her.
Good.
Yeah. Well, he's a sailor.
I get a little sick feeling in my stomach.
But it'll be like rolling on the waves.
I don't want to know how you know that.
Long time at sea.
Yeah.
So I guess we meet back up at the
Yeah,
table.
he smiles really big, and that's when you notice that she only has like 4 teeth.
Getting
Them
gum.
got them summer teeth.
Yep.
Are the
Some are there.
dwarves and gnome
Some are there.
gone?
Some ain't.
Are the dwarves and the gnome gone?
No, they're still sitting there talking.
Okay.
Zarakna is listening to their conversation. They're, you know, basically talking about their plan on breaking into this establishment. They haven't said the name of it, but they did say that they were planning on striking it.
At when?
They didn't give a time.
Well, I didn't hear any of it.
Yeah, you said they
just said
strike
they're-
at
Oh, tonight. I didn't know I'm breaking.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
tonight.
Yes.
Well, what time is it now? Isn't it like 11 or something?
Yeah, it's getting.
Yeah. So they're planning to leave the bar and go bust in, I take it.
We're not there.
Oh, I'm not there.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
He's
assume
having this
Zarakna,
dream.
this has been
Clarity.
relayed to us.
Yes, Zarakna has been telling Victor everything.
I feel like we should stay near those three.
Well, Zarakta is under orders to stay with them, so we'll know where they're at all times.
I know, but I feel still. I still feel like we should follow with them. Close, not too close, but see where they're going, and maybe we can make some coin instead.
Well,
We were gonna rob the magic shop. I like it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. I see your game, Dolos.
So,
Them rob the
after
place,
after a
and then
few
you
minutes,
rob them.
yeah. So
and we
after
never
a few
broke in.
minutes, the dwarf, the two dwarves and the gnome, get up off their table and they leave a few coin on the table. Almost immediately, that
Zarakna,
coin
grab
is
it.
stolen by
Grab it,
someone.
Zarakna.
He didn't hear you before it was already stolen.
Oh.
almost immediately. What?
Stolen.
Yeah, so somebody
tip
else
was
in the
stolen.
bar stole that shit immediately. So they head out the front door as well. Zarakna is in pursuit. Are you guys going to follow as well, or are you guys going to hang out in the bar?
What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'll follow Dolos if that's what he thinks, but part of me says we need to also find these drow and kind of see what their connection to all this is, because something about them I just don't trust.
But we don't know where the drow went at all. We just know they left.
They left.
They're going to be harder to find, I feel like.
I saw where they went.
Where they
You saw him
leave?
go outside.
You saw them leave. I mean,
Yeah, you saw.
I know
we
what
don't
they
know
look
where they
like.
went after that though.
That's how leaving works.
What I'm saying is, I know what they
This is
look
when you
like.
find out the time it has no object permanence.
I know where they went.
They were right here when they left.
Let me finish. Is it possible that I could go around to the alley and use my disguise kit to look like a drow?
I don't
Okay,
think
so you're
blackface in
going to put yourself in
2021.
blackface. Is that what you're saying?
Not
I mean,
not
my
in
God.
2021.
That's not what I said. I said I'd like to disguise myself as a drow.
Oh
Big
boy.
Well,
Big
Oh.
drow.
difference.
Okay, so Timon, if I'm not mistaken, has some facial hair. Drow are very clean shaven. They don't have any kind of facial hair whatsoever. So disguising yourself as a drow may be difficult.
Okay. Then what is our next move?
Well,
If only Ryle was there to lead the team.
Well, I think now that Rufus knows we're on the hunt for jobs, maybe he'll tell the drow about me, and then we should probably follow these burglars, see what
Okay.
hikes they're up to.
Well, let's go, gentlemen.
Sounds like a
Okay.
plan, even
I'll-
though I'm not there.
Well, I'm not gonna leave anything because it'll just get stolen.
Yeah.
Um,
Leave
You may
nothing.
want to put it directly in her hand,
Yeah.
or look
I don't
for
know
a
about
tip
that
jar
either.
on the counter.
Yeah, I'll just pop 5 silver over to whatever her name was.
Maud.
So
She's not
she
gonna
never
let you
gave her
go.
name, but
Oh, well, there you go then. Even
She's gonna
better.
wrap her arms around you, Dolos, and you're not going anywhere.
Oh no,
Right.
she's already got herself a bow, so I think I can make my escape.
Okay.
She's enough woman to handle too.
Yeah, she ain't scared of a little company.
That's right.
No.
She ain't scared of nothing.
so she says, "Thank you, sweetie. You can come back anytime."
Oh, sure, we'll be back.
Yeah, I'm
And then I'm
sure
gonna
of that
walk away.
So
That's not right. That's not right.
What's
Funny,
not
though.
right?
What he wrote in chat in the game.
so-
Guys, okay?
Oh man.
Everybody all right?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's funny. It's not right, but it's
often.
funny.
It's not often I get to break the DM, so
And that's a point of inspiration.
Yeah, that's inspiration
He
worthy.
gets a free one.
So you guys start following the gnome and two dwarves then.
Yeah.
They
Well,
are
I'd be
going
more.
towards go
I
ahead.
was thinking more like we're watching. He's watching through Zarachna's. Can you move while
Right.
watching through his eyes?
Oh yeah, I
Okay.
can still.
Well, if he's watching through his eyes, he can't see through his own eyes, so he'd probably have to like put his hand on your shoulder and kind of follow.
You're leading your blind uncle around town.
Yeah,
That's
there you
all
go.
right.
There we
Oh,
There we
that
go.
looks even better.
Here we are, Grandpa. We're by Walmart.
We're not
Yeah.
gonna get jumped and robbed or anything.
Yeah. Hold my hand.
So you guys are you're keeping a good distance behind them, but you're keeping close enough to where you can realistically catch up to them pretty quickly, and you travel for a little while until you get closer to like the trade district in town, which is closer to the city center of the city, and you notice that there's like a sewer grate thing that one of the dwarves is kind of yanking up on, and it's obvious that somebody has already kind of cut through some of these bars that are in this kind of grate thing, and he's kind of lifting them up, and they start to go into this sewer. Zarachna follows close behind, there you hear the gnomes say, "Very careful. There shouldn't be any traps." And as soon as he says he steps on something, boom! Big explosion in the sewer. Drachna immediately dead.
No!
Oh no!
And you assume that the dwarves and the gnome probably didn't have any better luck. And that's where we'll pick up next session.
Hope we got some
Whoa!
bodies to loot, gentlemen.
Awesome. All right,
Good
guys.
stuff.
Thanks so much for the bits, the subs, and follows. We will be back Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern.
Early.
Be there or be square. Thanks so much now. Bye.